What is going on, nerds and nerdettes? We're going to start off like that, are we? Yeah. Anyway, how y'all doing? Wanted to take a little time off from the mystery box openings to do something a little different. I wanted to give y'all an update on what's going on with my channel and some changes that are coming, along with some content that's coming. But I didn't want to just sit here and ramble on about it. I wanted to I wanted to give you some content too. So what I thought would be fun would to be to do a two-part series on my little statue collections, and because during the '90s, when I was really heavy into collecting, I got out of collecting for several years, and I'm just now getting back into it again. The reason I got out was, quite frankly, it just got too expensive. When I jumped in, I was a new young kid, and my local comic book store, instead of educating me on comics and collecting and trying to help me to build a collection, took advantage. Quite frankly, he tried to sell me everything under the sun. Ooh, it's got a glow-in-the-dark cover, you gotta have it. Ooh, it's got die-cut cover, you gotta have it. Ooh, and he upsold me on just about everything. And then, and I had about 4,000 comic books in my collection at the time. And most of them were just, a lot of it was stuff that this guy had just upsold me on. And then CGC came out, and I'm not going to go on a rant about bashing CGC, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. Basically, all the comic books that I had that had value suddenly became worthless. Not worthless, actually, but less valuable because now everyone wanted graded comics. That, combined with the insane crossovers. Who I didn't want to buy Booster Gold comic books, Blue Beetle comic books, but if I wanted to read, say, the the Doomsday storyline, I had to buy some of these comic books that I don't really care about, and that got expensive. So all that combined led me to sell off my collection, and in between time, what I got into was action figures and stuff. I thought no crossovers, no insane gimmicky stuff. I didn't want to buy scuba gear, Batman, and all that other stuff. I just wanted really cool figures. And that endeavor led me from action figures into statues, which is what I'm currently doing now. And we're going to do the DC stuff on this video, and while we do it, I'll talk a little bit about what's going on with my video. But first up, these are all, the vast majorities of these come from a company called Kotobukiya. Artifacts, statues, they're awesome. I love the detail. No articulation, which is fine. I don't need to, they're posed good enough. I don't need to pose them. And they all come with a little magnetic base. You can see on the bottom, he's got a little magnet on his foot, which is really cool. Well, not all of them come with a magnetic base. The more current ones do. But, yeah. But that's my Superman. Might as well hit the Justice League stuff first. And here's my Flash. Pretty cool. Like I said, I don't mind the no articulation. As long as they've got a really cool sculpt and good detail. And I think these are really good detail. I mean, you can see. Well, you can't. But, they're just really cool. But on with what's going on with my channel. I've ordered some new gear, some lighting. Unfortunately, this is going to have to do for the camera for a while, but I don't feel that I have a pretty top of the line smartphone, so I'm not really concerned about camera. But the lighting is crap. Gonna have a new set, so you don't have to look at my kitchen behind me, because frankly, that's about the only place I have with some lighting to get through. So we're gonna get new lighting, new microphone, working on a new set to film. So the content's gonna be getting better. So, but anyway, where were we? Wonder Woman here. You know, of course, the new 52 version. Unfortunately, you can find the classic version of Wonder Woman, but she's up there. Yeah, she's up there pretty high. But you know, when I bought these things, they were I could pick them up for $20 because they were under the radar. Nobody really knew about them, and that was great for me because you know as I was getting these things for $20 now. Gee, many Christmas! Some of these are going over $100, which goes to leave in the package or to open. I've always been a believer in you got to open them until I seen how much these things went up in value. Now I'm kind of going, maybe I should have kept these in the package. But you can't enjoy them when they're in the package. Of course, got Aquaman. His trident will not stay up there. But I love the Aquaman. I love the classic. Don't get me wrong, Jason Momoa in the movie made Aquaman cool, which was hard to do because he's been the butt of the jokes in DC for as long as I can remember. But I've always loved Aquaman, and this is my version of Aquaman, and I love it. It was nice to see in the Aquaman movie that they paid homage to the gold and the green there toward the end, and that was really cool. I was just oh yes when they brought that out. I was just really stoked about it. Trying to get to he's right here beside me. All right, and of course gotta have Batman, and I mean I don't care. That's just really cool. But yeah, I love these things. Like I said, they're PVC, and I've recently found out because in honor of their debut on Stevie B's Comics channel, they all got fig baths. So they're nice and clean, and being PVC, there's no metal joints or moving parts in there, and they're not painted. So, you know, you can clean them up, and you don't have to worry about them, you know, about taking the paint off or rusting or anything like that. So that's always a good thing. But upcoming stuff, a little segue into what's coming up with the next figure that comes out. Me and Comic Fu 2814, go visit his channel, have talked, and we're working on a future live event. I'm gonna go on his channel, and we are going to do a little battle of the boxes coming up. We're gonna put Spider-Man booth versus Comic Vantage, which are considered to be, I think, within the community, probably the top two. Even though I've discovered a few more in my unboxing videos that would probably give them both a run for their money, honestly. But anyway, so be on the lookout for that. And with that being said, Fu loves his Green Lantern. I don't know. Do you got one of these, Dave? Do you, Dave? I don't know. I'd love to see Dave's collect. I'd love to see any of my subscribers. If you guys collect action figures or statues like this, post a video, man. I'd love to see them, because this is what got me my superhero fix, you know, for the last 10 years when I got out of comics, you know. So, but I love these things. They're great, and these are all Kotobukiya. If I pull one up that isn't, I'll let you know. Noticeably missing from my Justice League collection is Cyborg. To me, he's not a Justice League member. He was cool in the movie. I thought they did a good job with him, and I I don't hate him. Just to me, he's a B teamer, and Martian Manhunter will always be the seventh member of the Justice League. So I don't have a Cyborg. Sorry. All right, but the supporting cast here, we've got Shazam, which kind of really blew up when the movie came out, but really cool figure. The movie was kind of good. It was a little corny, but you know, I enjoy the serious DC movies more than I do the you know, comic relief ones. But and then of course everybody's already heard, and it's been in the works for what, 3-4 years now, but since they announced that The Rock would be playing Black Adam, I'm looking forward to that. Finally, the highest paid actor in America is finally going to do a big budget movie. No more Tooth Fairies. I know y'all are going to say that the Fast and the Furious franchise are big budget movies, and yeah, you're right, but they're just not my thing. This is more my thing. I think you know, once he gets into the superhero genre, that's some big budget there. Oh man, I should have put this up with my flash. This one is not Kotobukiya. This one is actually from Wish.com, if you can believe that. I wanted a reverse flash. Kotobukiya didn't make one, and this is in perfect scale with my Kotobukiyas, as you can see. And so you see, not everything from Wish is crap. Just 90% of it. But I was really pleased with that. I think I only paid, you know, like $5-6 for him, so I'm pleased with that. And while we're talking about Wish.com, oops, he fell off his stand, but that's okay. I also got this pretty cool Joker off of Wish.com for a couple bucks. He doesn't want to stay on his stand very well, but if I quit fiddling with him, he will. Anyway, it's not bad. I mean, it's got pretty good detail for a couple bucks. I wasn't mad at it. I don't know. What do you think? Like I said, I ain't mad at it. Okay, let's see, where we at? Let's keep on the Kotobukiya until we get done with them. Why don't we? Okay, this came as a set. Batman, and probably one of my favorite set also, with classic Robin. So yeah, they came with a set, little magnetic base that they stand on. Man, really cool detail. But yeah. But going back to the channel, you know, the reason I started this channel to begin with was because, you know, of what happened to me as a new collector and getting taken advantage of, and you know, and there's, you know, and the same thing, I see the same thing happening with these mystery boxes. And so as my contribution to the comic book, you know, to the comic book people out there, I wanted to, the community is what I'm trying to say, but my contribution to the comic book community, I wanted to buy some of these mystery boxes and see what they're all about. I've seen other YouTubers open mystery boxes, like, you know, like Comic Fu, Franchise Kicks. I'm sure you've heard of him. He does a lot of Funko stuff mostly, but he's opened a few comic book and comic related mystery boxes. You know, and I've seen all these people that are like, man, they're spending $30-40 and they're getting crap. And I thought, what if I were, you know, to expose these people, you know, and luckily enough for me, I really have, I mean, there's some upcoming videos where, one in particular where I feel like I got crapped on, but that's what I want to do, is I want to give you guys the tools to make informed decisions when you buy mystery boxes because they're fun. I enjoy them. Even when I get crap mystery boxes, yeah, it's kind of a letdown, but that suspense that builds when you're opening it and you're like, it's like Christmas morning, you know, and that rush, I enjoy it. So, I wanted to share that, and at the same time, give you guys the information you need to, here's what this guy has to offer, and here's what you get for your money. And, luckily for me, I haven't been burned too bad. Few that I don't like, but like I always say, comic books are subjective. And I'm not a big X-Men fan. Don't bother crucifying me in the comments because I know that they're big. And I'm really hoping that, that Disney gets a hold of them and makes them great again, because Fox just crapped all over them. And Fantastic Four, I'm anxious to see what Disney does with Fantastic Four, because I don't care who you are. You can be Steven Spielberg. There's just, in my eyes, there is just no way to make Mr. Fantastic look cool. He stretches. Go watch The Flash. Go watch The Flash on the CW. Elongated man. Is he cool? No. So I'm curious to see if they can make if Disney can make Mr. Fantastic cool. But anyway, back to the figures. This is one of the very first ones I bought, and I love it. Batgirl. I mean, this one was really cool. This is when I fell in love with Kotobukiya, was with this figure right here. I mean, yeah, I know. And she's got a nice little keister on her, too. So they did a good job. But it's one of my favorites. I really think they did a great job. And while we're on the subject of Batgirl, this was a gift from my son. And I think he got it out of a Loot Crate box, but the little classic animated series Batgirl, and I love that. It's pretty great. And the last one I'm going to do is it's not Kotobukiya, it's actually Amakami. It is a weird version of a female Steel, John Henry Irons. They tried to do, a really cool anime version, a female version of Steel. And I thought it was really cool at the time. Looking back on it, yeah, it's alright. But it was one of my first ones ever, too, honestly, with the statues. So, I mean, I'm not mad at it. It's, not the coolest figure I own, but it's still pretty cool. Oh, I take it back. There is one more I want to show you. It's not really a statue. It's actually one of my favorite action figure I've ever bought. And reach back here and grab it. He actually gets his own little personal display case. But this is, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Play Arts Kai? But you know what it is. I think it's from the Arkham Asylum series from the video games. And I saw that and I just fell in love with it. It is technically an action figure. It's not a statue, although he doesn't really. He has a few points of articulation, but just look at the detail in that. That's always been my big problem with the Batman movies, is they try to tech him up too much, and they always look at the cape back here. It's awesome. It ends up going from being Batman to looking like a G.I. Joe character, SWAT team version. And everybody dogs me when I say that, and they say, well, it wouldn't make any sense for Batman to go out there in spandex. And I get it, but if they made a movie and made this version of the costume, I would not be mad at all. But as far as the wouldn't make any sense if I'm trying to put him back in his display case. That it wouldn't make any sense to put him in spandex or whatever. I mean, the comic books explain the spandex and the stuff that it's not spandex. It's high grade Kevlar. It's revolutionary stuff. It could stop a bullet. So that's not so far fetched to believe, to where you could put him in a costume and not gear him up like a SWAT member or G.I. Joe character. And as far as it doesn't make any sense, that's like saying they should strap a jetpack on the back of Superman, because it doesn't make any sense that he would be able to fly without one. So come on, you use your imagination. Allow for some creative leniency on these movies, and give me a decent Batman. I mean, come on, give me a decent Batman. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Ironically, I thought that the closest one was Affleck. You can roast me in the comments all you want about that. I wished he hadn't backed out of directing and starring in it, because he got blamed for Daredevil being a crap movie. But if you really go back and watch the movie, he was not a crappy Daredevil. He was a great Daredevil. The movie was crappy, but since he starred in it, he got blamed for making a crappy movie. So I wished he would have been able to make this his own movie, direct it, do it his way, and silence the critics once and for all. But I was disappointed that he backed out. But speaking of Batman, I forgot one of my most important ones. I want to see if anybody recognizes this. My Batman black and white statue. Does anybody think that looks really familiar? Huh? Y'all gonna make me do it again? How about now? Does it look familiar now? Yeah, this was the inspiration for my tattoo. I changed a few things. I don't know if you can see on there, but he's got this Planet of the Apes face that I absolutely hated. I don't think you're going to be able to pick it up on camera. But he does, trust me. He's got a monkey face. And I hated the monkey face. And I didn't want that emblem. So I had the tattoo artist make a little more traditional emblem on mine. But that's the inspiration for my tattoo. And anyway, that wraps up the DC portion of my collectibles video. I'm going to do a part 2 where we're going to do the Marvel side. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be in the variant content. And as far as the channel goes, like I said, I'm working on better quality. Few things I've learned. I'm sorry about that. My phone is full. That's another thing I've got coming. I've got a bigger memory card for my phone so I can record more. But as I was saying, I'm going to wrap this up. I had to delete a few things to get some space on here. Working on better sound, better lighting, better set. Just all around trying to get better at this and give you all better quality content. So be on the lookout for that. I think I've got a few more videos going up with this set and some other stuff. We're already working on a new intro. The intro you might see change off and on. The music will not, however, because the music comes from my cousin Holly and her band Endfall, and I'm a huge fan, and they have given me permission to use their music on my videos, which is awesome, so I don't have to worry about copyright problems. And not only that, but it's just a badass intro. You can say what you want, but if you want to check out this whole song, go to my spare change challenge in the variant content section and skip to the end of that. unless you haven't watched the video, then watch the video. But at the end, I let the entire song play. It's called Bed. It's a great song, but you can check that out. But anyway, that's my update. That's my DC collection. We'll work on some Marvel and get it up shortly on part 2, so be on the lookout for that. And that being said, be sure to like. It really helps. Any channel you go to, if you like the content, just take a second and hit that like button. It really, really helps everybody out. Subscribe and turn on the notifications so whenever I post something new, it's on here. I try to post every Monday and Thursday, and then throw in some variant content like this, as throughout the week whenever something sparks my interest or comes up. Any rate, with that being said, y'all enjoy your afternoon and peace. We'll see you in the next video.